Now what I can say is, this marker is at rest on my palm. Now there is no friction at all. As long as I try to push the marker so that there is a relative motion between my palm and marker. మార్కర్ కి పామ్ కి రిలేటివ్ మోషన్ ఉండాలి. రిలేటివ్ మోషన్ లేకపోతే ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఉండదు. దేర్ షుడ్ బి రిలేటివ్ మోషన్ బిట్వీన్ దెమ్, రైట్? So when I apply a force capital F, external force on block of mass m, right, here frictional force will be developed like this. I am denoting frictional force with small f. Frictional force is developed in the opposite direction to the relative motion between the block and the surface. This is surface. This is surface, or you can say floor or ground. So there should exist a relative motion. There should exist a relative motion between the surface and the block. Fine. So when two surfaces, that is bottom surface of the block and the surface itself, when two surfaces are in contact, this frictional force acts tangentially in the sense parallel to the surface, tangential to the surfaces in contact. So what I mean to say is, frictional force acts tangential, or I can say parallel to the surfaces in contact. See here, what we are going to discuss is a dry friction. Dry friction will come into picture in mechanics. We have other friction in fluids. What we call is fluid friction. Fluid friction will come into picture in fluids. Akkada manaki what you have a topic called viscosity, viscous force avastadu. Viscous force is nothing but there is also relative motion between the two adjacent layers of liquid or gas, right? So gases gani liquid, especially liquids lo, you can observe more opposing force rather than gases. That is called as viscous force, or I can say that friction produced in what you call is liquids, or I can say fluid friction. That we'll discuss later on. But here what we are going to discuss is a dry friction or simply friction. In mechanics, dry friction is also called as simply friction. What we use the word is dry friction or simply friction. Where we use this? In mechanics. Dry friction also, or simply what I am going to discuss about this friction is nothing but dry friction only. This dry friction will come into picture in mechanics, right? Fine. So ikkada gurtupeట్టుకోండి, frictional force acts tangential to the surfaces in contact or parallel to the surfaces in contact. Now let me erase this. Right? Now let me give you an example of bicycle. ఒక bicycle ఉందన్న, bicycle ఉంది. Bicycle has two wheels. I'm not perfect in drawing. Fine, you try to understand. So ikkada manaki nana ikkada oka handle unde. I have this handle which is connected to the front wheel. Right here I am showing you like this, just so here you have a seat and a person is sitting, right? So a bicycle is moving in the forward direction. Here two cases arise regarding friction. the moment you pedal, see here you have a pedaling, right? So like this you have some pedals. Up on the other side also you have pedal. The moment you pedal the bicycle, which is connected to back wheel, not to the front wheel. So back wheel also moves, right? This is, let me write this as back wheel, back wheel, back wheel, and this one as front wheel. And here let me take the acceleration as u, or I can say motion of bicycle, motion of bicycle, motion of bicycle, right? So the back wheel applies a force, back wheel applies a force on the surface in the backward direction, in this direction. Back wheel applies a force in the backward direction. ఎట్లా చెప్పొచ్చు, for example here if you have some sand, when you have some sand, when the back wheel rolls, when the back wheel rotates, this sand will come out tangentially, ఇట్లా tangential వస్తుంది మనకి. మడ్డీ రోడ్ మీద ట్రావెల్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఎట్లా వస్తుంది మనకి, when you travel on a muddy road, the mud will fly off in this way tangentially to the back side. That means when the motion of the mud is back towards back side, how the friction will act? Friction has to act in the opposite direction. So here frictional force will be towards front side of back wheel, right? So back wheel applies a force. Now let me write, when back wheel applies a force, right, on the surface in the backward direction, in the backward direction, and so friction acts in the forward direction, right? Let me write like this. So back wheel, back wheel, what happens? Back wheel applies a force in the backward direction, in the backward direction. Back wheel applies a force in the backward direction, and so friction acts in the forward direction, right? Friction direction is same as the direction of motion of bicycle. If you look at this direction of friction direction is same as the direction of motion of the bicycle. Let me write important point. అంటే మనకి ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా అపోజ్ చేస్తుంది అంటాం. ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఈజ్ నాట్ అపోజింగ్ ది మోషన్ ఆఫ్ ది బైసికల్. ఫ్రిక్షన్ అపోజెస్ ది relative motion between the two surfaces in contact, right? So here I can say that friction direction, or direction of friction, the direction of friction ఏం చేస్తుంది, direction of friction is same as the direction of motion of bicycle. Direction of motion of bicycle. Important point to be noted. Direction of friction is same as the direction of motion of bicycle, right? Friction direction is same, or direction of friction is same as the direction of motion of bicycle. So from this what you can conclude is, you can say that friction opposes the relative motion but not a motion of the bicycle. Important point to be noted. So you take a pause, we'll take a snapshot of this so that I can go ahead. Alright, so let me erase this. So the important point to be noted here is, therefore we can say or conclude that what you can say, friction opposes the direction of relative motion or relative motion. I mean, friction opposes the not motion of the bicycle, it will oppose the relative motion. Relative motion between the surfaces in contact. Here, what is the relative motion between the surfaces in contact? Which surfaces are in contact? Wheel, back wheel, and the surface. These two, when back wheel is considered to be one body and the surface is another body, these two surfaces are in contact, right? But not the motion of the cycle. Cycle motion ni oppose చేయట్లేదు. It is not opposing the motion of cycle. It is opposing the relative motion between the surfaces in contact. These two surfaces, the tip or I can say rim of the wheel and the surface which is in contact with the rim of the wheel. Those two surfaces are in contact. Right? So important. It opposes the relative motion but not the motion of the cycle. It is not opposing the motion of the cycle. Right? Important. Now let us come to front wheel of the cycle. Front wheel. Now in case of front wheel, it acts backward on the front wheel now. Because this front wheel is not rolling, it is sliding. For example, if it moves on a frictionless surface, right? Friction, okay, let me write point. Friction, important point to be noted here. Friction acts backward. Here at this point, I will show the friction acts backward on the front surface. On the front wheel. Etla chestadi? Friction acts backward on the front wheel. Front wheel slides on a frictionless surface. It slides, it will not roll. As it rolls, as back wheel rolls, because this is connected to the pedals, back wheel is connected to the pedals, back wheel will roll, whereas front wheel slides on a frictionless surface, right? So front wheel, now friction acts backward, front wheel slides. Let me show. Front wheel slides on a frictionless surface. ఒక ఐస్ మీద అంటే ఫ్రిక్షన్లెస్ సర్ఫేస్ ఐస్ మీద వెళ్తుంది అనుకుందాం. స్మూత్ ఐస్ మీద వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు దిస్ విల్ స్లైడ్, ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ రోల్ ఆన్ ది ఐస్. ఒక ఐస్ మీద రోల్ కాదు, ఇట్ విల్ వాట్ యూ కాల్ దిస్, ఇట్ విల్ స్లైడ్ అయినప్పుడు ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఎట్లా యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది? ఫ్రంట్ వీల్ స్లైడ్స్ ఆన్ అ ఫ్రిక్షన్లెస్ సర్ఫేస్, whereas back wheel rolls on a frictionless surface. Whereas back wheel, this is the difference between front wheel and back wheel. Back wheel rolls, front wheel rolls on a frictionless surface. The difference between front wheel and back wheel is front wheel slides on a frictionless surface, whereas back wheel rolls on a frictionless surface. That is the reason the direction of friction are oppositely considered. For the back wheel, friction will be acting in the direction of motion of the bicycle. For front wheel, friction will be opposite to the direction of motion of the bicycle. So that is the reason we say friction always opposes the relative motion between the surfaces in contact, but not due to the motion of a vehicle or motion of a bicycle. Right? Important point to be noted. But what are the causes of friction? Deni valla vastundana? What are the causes of friction? Let us discuss the important points. the important points of causes of friction in 14 minutes. Yeah? Causes of friction. Now let me go to causes of friction. What is the cause of friction? Generally, when a block is in contact with the surface, when a block of mass m is in contact with the surface, okay, this is block. When you zoom the surface is in contact by means of a microscope, when you zoom it, right, or when you view this surfaces in contact with a microscope, view this portion, this area, when you zoom it, this area I am drawing here, this area looks like this. The area lopala manaki etla untayante, the area, to the bottom surface of the block, they are uneven. When you zoom and view by means of a microscope, and the surface itself is uneven. When you zoom it, the surface itself is uneven, maybe like this. And irregularities undavi. When you view through a microscope, powerful microscope, there you can observe the irregularities between the surfaces in contact. These are called as irregularities. And I can say surface irregularities. This is one of the cause of friction. What is first one? First one is surface irregularities. Fine. Surface irregularities. Second one, will come across the types of forces like cohesive force, adhesive force will come into picture. Cohesive forces and cohesive forces are the forces of same kind of molecules. When they are in contact, there exists a force, right? When there exists a force between the same kind of molecules, then such type of forces are called as cohesive forces. If the force between the different types of molecules, if there is a force of attraction between different kinds of molecules exists, then such force is called as adhesive force, right? What is I'm just writing cohesive force, cohesive and adhesive force, cohesive and adhesive forces. What is meant by cohesive force? Cohesive force is the force of attraction between same kind of molecules. Cohesive force is the force of attraction between the same kind of molecules, whereas adhesive, same kind of molecules, just hold on. I'm sorry. Just hold on. I think this is clear, right? Force of attraction between the same kind of molecules. Whereas, whereas adhesive force is nothing but, adhesive force is force of attraction between different kind of molecules or different kinds of molecules. And these forces arise because friction is nothing but an electromagnetic force. There are four types of forces. Basically, there are four types of forces, right? Like you have studied in your lower classes. Like one is strong force, weak force. Weak force is nothing but gravitational force, right? అట్లాంటి చదువుకున్నాను మీకు తెలుసు, right? There are basically 4 types. One is electromagnetic force and the other one is nuclear force, right? Nuclear force is again weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force is there. Right, anyways, we'll discuss those types later on, but remember these are the causes, especially surface irregularities and the cohesive and adhesive forces between the surfaces in contact, right? So these are the methods. Now let me go to what you call is methods of reducing friction. Methods of reducing friction, and also we'll discuss advantages and disadvantages later on. Methods of reducing friction. How can you reduce friction? Of course, friction, sometimes it is advantage to us and sometimes it is a disadvantage to us. Mostly it is advantage. Disadvantages are very few, right? Mostly. So how can you reduce friction? There are especially 4 methods. First one is polishing. This is first one, right? When you polish the surface, the friction will be reduced, but excessive polishing leads high friction. That is another important point to be noted. Excessive polishing or high polishing leads to high friction. This is very dangerous. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే హైగా పాలిష్ చేస్తే లైక్ కోహెసివ్ ఫోర్సెస్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ కానీ లైక్ ఆర్ అదెసివ్ ఫోర్సెస్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్, right? So thereby friction will increase. So very important point to be noted here. Important point to be noted is high or excessive polishing leads to high friction increase చేస్తుంది. Important point to be noted. So that is the reason we always avoid excessive polishing or high polishing will avoid చేస్తాము, ఎందుకంటే మళ్ళీ ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది, right? This is one point. Second point is lubrication. Lubrication generally మనకి we adopt pouring like oil in vehicles లో ఆయిల్ పోస్తుంటాము, right? Lubricants అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి? That will make the friction less, that will reduce the friction, especially oils లాంటివి. For example, I have a ring. If I want to pull my ring, I mean it is not coming out easily, so I have to apply some soap water or I can apply some oil so that I can easily pull it out. What is happening here? I can reduce the friction by applying some lubricants like oil, right? So lubrication is another method of reducing friction. Third one, using ball bearings. I hope you have seen ball bearings, right? Even you have seen ball bearing or ball bearing for a pen. If you want to write smoothly on the paper, there is one small ball bearing for the pen to write on the paper, so that you can write smoothly. If you remove that ball bearing, right, friction got increased. So in order to reduce the friction, you have to keep a ball bearing for a pen to write it smoothly on the paper. And also what is called, you might have seen ball bearings for fans, so that they can easily rotate. If ball bearings are not there, so friction will increase, right? So this is another method to reduce friction, using ball bearings. And the fourth one is called as streamlining. Right? So streamlining ఏం చేస్తుందంటారా, For example, if I want to design an aeroplane కానీ aircraft కానీ డిజైన్ చేయాలంటే the shape of the aeroplane looks like this in front. I'm just showing you the shape of the aeroplane looks like this, and the air drag will be going just above the plane so that the friction gets reduced. Gets reduced. అదే నేను ఇట్లా కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసినాను. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ ఐ డిజైన్ an aeroplane like this, the air will when air opposes the motion of the aircraft, or right here more opposition, so it will oppose so that friction is not reduced. In this case, friction gets reduced easily. Or you might have seen nowadays for bikes there is a shield. చూసినప్పుడు అబ్జర్వ్ చేసిన బైక్స్కి ముందు ఒక విండ్ షీల్డ్ ఉంటుంది అన్నట్టు. ఒక విండ్ షీల్డ్ ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ బైక్స్ there is a wind shield so that air flows away from a person is there. Person is riding a bike, so in front of the person there is a wind shield so that air goes up just above the person, below the person, so that friction gets reduced. So all these are the methods to reduce friction reduce cheyalante there are especially 4 methods. First is polishing, but don't polish high. If excessive polishing has done, then again friction will increase due to the increase in cohesive and adhesive forces. Electromagnetic force antam danni, right? That we'll discuss later. Now in order to understand the friction very much, you need to understand a graph between friction and applied force. Between friction and applied force, you need to understand a graphical behavior understand చేసుకున్నాము. But meanwhile, in order to understand, before drawing the graph, let me take the same example of block of mass m lying on a horizontal surface. This is surface, this is block of mass m, right? Block of mass m. Now what happens is, exactly when you apply a force, when you apply an external force of 1 Newton, when you apply an external force of 1 Newton, the block is unable to move. అంటే ఈ ఫోర్స్ సరిపోలేదు, 1 Newton సరిపోలేదు. 1 Newton is not sufficient to move the block. That means block is still at rest, right? Rest అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంది? నెట్ ఫోర్స్ should be 0. Net force must be equal to 0. Net force in the sense there should be a force opposing on the block. There is a force opposing on the block. That force is nothing but frictional force, right? Frictional force exists when I apply a force of 1 Newton towards right side. And what should be the value of frictional force? Frictional force will be again 1 Newton, so that net force is 0. Check చేసుకోండి, 1 Newton minus 1 Newton. That is the reason block is at rest. Frictional force, when I apply an external force of 1 Newton, the frictional force got adjusted its value to 1 Newton. Right? Now what I will do is, I will increase the force from 1 Newton to 2 Newton. I will increase the force from 1 Newton to 2 Newton. This time also I am unable to move the block. Still the block is at rest. What does it mean? Frictional force opposes the motion of the block, and what should be the value of frictional force this time? Frictional force is taking a value of 2 Newton again in the opposite direction, so that net force is 0. Net force is 0 now. So అంటే 2 Newton force అప్లై చేసిన ఒక ఫ్రిక్షనల్ ఫోర్స్ 2 Newton వచ్చింది. ఫ్రిక్షనల్ ఫోర్స్ 3 Newton అప్లై చేస్తే బ్లాక్ రెస్ట్ లో ఉందనుకుందాము. ఇఫ్ ది బ్లాక్ ఈజ్ అట్ రెస్ట్, then frictional force adjusts itself to 3 Newton, so that net force is 0 on the block. That is the reason block is unable to move, right? ఇట్లా నాకు 5 Newton వరకు నాకు బ్లాక్ మూవ్ కాలేదు. 5 Newton వరకు, up to 5 Newton. 5 Newton, block is unable to move, block is at rest. That means what should be the value of frictional force? Frictional force is adjusting every time by increasing the external force. The frictional force is adjusting itself to the same value. అదే వాల్యూని తీసుకొస్తుంది. 5 న్యూటన్ తర్వాత నేను ఒక ఫోర్స్, నేను అంటే ఇది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మాత్రం, ఎప్పుడు 5 న్యూటన్ రూల్ ఉండాలని రూల్ లేదు, రైట్? ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ యూ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. 5 న్యూటన్ తర్వాత ఇఫ్ ఐ అప్లై ఏ ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ 6 న్యూటన్, నౌ ది బ్లాక్ ఈజ్ ఏబుల్ టు మూవ్. 5 న్యూటన్ వరకు, 5 న్యూటన్ దగ్గర బ్లాక్ రెడీగా ఉంది మూవ్ కావడానికి, బ్లాక్ ఈజ్ రెడీ టు మూవ్, బట్ బ్లాక్ ఈజ్ నాట్ మూవింగ్. But the moment where I increase the value of external force from 5 newtons to 6 newton, the block got moving. The block is in motion. ఎప్పుడు వచ్చింది మోషన్లోకి? 6 న్యూటన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు. అంటే మోషన్లో ఉండగానే, మోషన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు కెన్ ఐ అప్లై ది సేమ్ ఫోర్స్? ఐ మీన్ బికాస్ దిస్ 6 newton is greater than this frictional force now this time. Right? Whenever the block is in motion, net force is acting towards right side. Now this time it is not zero. Net force ekku undante meaning endana? External force must be greater than this frictional force. Now let me plot a graph to understand, to make you understand clearly. This is to make you understand clearly. Now this is applied force. Capital F is applied force. Frictional force is taken on y-axis, applied force is taken along y-axis, right? నాకు 1 Newton కి ఎంత వచ్చింది? When I apply a force of 1 Newton, I got frictional force as 1 Newton. అంటే 1 Newton కి, okay, this is in Newton, this is also in Newton. Frictional force, because unit of force is Newton. 1 Newton కి 1 Newton వచ్చింది. When I apply a force of 2 Newton, external force have increased from 1 Newton to 2 Newton. Frictional force also got adjusted to 2 Newton, see, because block is at rest. When I apply a force of 3 Newton, frictional force is again 3 Newton. When I apply a force of 4 Newton, frictional force got adjusted to itself, to 4 Newton. When I apply a force of 5 Newton, the frictional force got adjusted itself to 5 Newton. This is the maximum value. The moment I apply, the moment I increase the value of this applied force or external force, the block started moving. Block was in motion. అప్పుడు ఫ్రిక్షనల్ ఫోర్స్ కంటే అప్లైడ్ ఫోర్స్ ఎక్కువనప్పుడే బ్లాక్ మూవ్ అవుతుంది. అంటే నాకు 1కి 1 వచ్చింది, 2కి 2 వచ్చింది, 3కి 3 వచ్చింది. సో ఇన్ దిస్ కేస్ వాట్ ఐ విల్ గెట్ ఈస్ 1 1 2 2 like this, 3 3. okay, let me show you like this, 2 2 ఎట్లా వచ్చింది? 1 1 2 2 3 3, right? 3 3 4 4 5 5. Let us assume that here you have, okay, here you have 5 Newton. This is maximum, right? ఇక్కడ 4 Newton ఉంది, ఇక్కడ 4 Newton, ఇక్కడ 3 Newton. So I am getting a straight line passing through origin, which indicates that as long as the external force is applied, the frictional force also increases proportionately. That is the reason I am getting a straight line passing through origin. In this case, angle will be 45 degrees. Angle will be 45 degrees because it bisects, because both are proportional increase అవుతుంది, right? Now అంటే ఇక్కడ నాకేమొచ్చిందన్నా 5 Newton దగ్గర నాకు రెడీగా మూవ్ అవ్వడానికి ఉంది. దిస్ maximum value of this friction is called as, this maximum value of, okay, static friction. Why it is called as static friction? As long as I apply a force from 0 Newton to 5 Newton, ఇక్కడ వరకు block is at rest, is it not? Block is at rest. During this period from 0 Newton to 5 Newton, as the block is at rest, the friction exists between the block and the surface is called as static friction. There are mainly three types of friction. Dry friction, or I can say in mechanics there are three types of friction. One is static friction, second one is sliding friction or kinetic friction, third one is rolling friction. We'll discuss one by one. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు నాకు బ్లాక్ రెస్ట్లోనే ఉందండి. బ్లాక్ వాజ్ అట్ రెస్ట్, బ్లాక్ ఈజ్ అట్ రెస్ట్. సో ది ఫ్రిక్షన్, ఇఫ్ ఐ గో ఆన్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ది అప్లైడ్ ఫోర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ 0 Newton to 5 Newton, the frictional force also got adjusted itself, increasing from 1 Newton to 5 Newton. Till here, frictional force also got increased and it reached the maximum value. This maximum value of static friction is called, important point, limiting friction. What I'll write is FL or FMS అంటాము. FMS means what? Maximum value of static friction. Maximum value of static friction is called as limiting friction. Right? So ఇక్కడ నాకు 5 Newton అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇక్కడ 5 Newton వచ్చింది. 5 Newton. This is also 5 Newton. Now when I increase the value of applied force from 5 Newton to 6 Newton, what happened to the block? Block started moving. When the block started moving, frictional force got decreased. And that graph I can show you like this. It got decreased like this. And then మనం ఎంత ఫోర్స్ అని అప్లై చేద్దాం? 6 Newton అప్లై చేద్దాము, 6 Newton, 7 Newton, even 100 Newton, or let me take this as 50 Newton. The frictional force remained constant. Throughout. This is the graph you got when the block is in motion. This is the line or graph you got when the block is in motion. This is the line you got when the block is at rest. ఇక్కడ నాకు ఏమొచ్చిందన్న, బ్లాక్ ఈజ్ at rest, and here this block is in motion. This is the graph, and this is the line which is separating the block at rest and the block in motion. ఈ లైన్ సెపరేట్ చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ నేను ఈ 5 Newton నేను ఏమంటా అంటే, దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ లిమిటింగ్ ఫ్రిక్షన్. దిస్ ఫ్రిక్షన్, maximum value of static friction is called as limiting friction. I can show you this one as FL, limiting friction. And here when the block starts moving, what is that friction called? The friction exists when the block is in motion or when the body is in motion. That friction is called as kinetic friction. This friction, this one, Fk, I'll represent kinetic friction with Fk, or kinetic friction, Fk. Fk stands for kinetic friction or kinetic friction, which is less than the limiting friction or maximum value of static friction. Fine. So this is about the graph. Now even if you increase the value of, after 5 Newton, 6 Newton, 7 Newton, 8 Newton, but the frictional force remains constant. Which frictional force remains constant? Kinetic frictional force remains constant. Remember, this is kinetic frictional force. When the block is in motion or when the block starts moving, kinetic friction remains constant. Fine. This is about the graph. So now let me show you this portion. What is this portion? This portion is static friction. And what is this portion? This portion is kinetic friction. Now if you look at the graph, if you look at the graph, okay, static friction is greater than kinetic friction. Static friction is greater than kinetic friction, is it not? Static friction is greater than kinetic friction. Ante, how can I define first of all static friction? Let me define. Static friction, I will write Fs. Fs, acha, one more important point to be noted in case of static friction. Static friction is a self-adjusting force. Why it is called as self-adjusting force? Because the moment I increase the applied force or external force, the friction is also adjusting itself to the same value. 1 Newton ki 1 Newton undi, 2 Newton ki 2 Newton undi, 3 Newton ki 3 Newton, up to 5 Newton it is maintaining same value. So it is a self-adjusting force. Static friction, how to define this? The friction exists as long as the body is at rest. The friction exists as long the friction exists as long as the body is at rest is called static friction. The friction exists as long as the body is at rest is called as static friction. And in static friction you can note down important points like self-adjusting friction. This static friction is nothing but self-adjusting friction. It adjusts itself to the value of external force till it reaches maximum value. What is the value of maximum value? Limiting friction. Limiting friction వచ్చేంత వరకు ఇది అడ్జస్ట్ చేసుకుంటూ పోతుంది, రైట్? సో FL is called as maximum, again I am writing maximum value of static friction, or you can also call this as limiting friction. It limits itself. It limits up to 5 Newton. 5 Newton వరకు లిమిట్ ఉంది, దానికి లిమిట్ ఉంది. ఆ లిమిట్ ఎక్సీడ్ అయితే ఫ్రిక్షన్ నౌ గాట్ డిక్రీస్డ్ వెన్ ది బ్లాక్ స్టార్ట్స్ మూవింగ్. లిమిటింగ్ ఫ్రిక్షన్, దీనికి ఒక లిమిట్ ఉంది. అంటే ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడి వరకు మనకి స్టాటిక్ ఉంది? 0 నుండి FL వరకు. దిస్ ఈస్ ది రేంజ్ where the block remains at rest. 0 to FL వరకు బ్లాక్ రెస్ట్ లోనే ఉంది, రైట్? ఈజ్ దేర్ ఎనీ ఫార్ములా ఫర్ స్టాటిక్ ఫ్రిక్షన్? స్పెషల్గా మనకు ఫార్ములా అంటూ ఏముండదు, బికాస్ ఇట్స్ వాల్యూ ఇస్ చేంజింగ్ ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఫ్రమ్ 0 to FL. దెర్ ఈస్ నో సచ్ ఫార్ములా టు రైట్ ఫర్ స్టాటిక్ ఫ్రిక్షన్. స్టాటిక్ ఫ్రిక్షన్కి ఒక ఫార్ములా ఉండదు, బట్ దేర్ ఈజ్ అ ఫార్ములా ఫర్ లిమిటింగ్ ఫ్రిక్షన్. And what is the formula for limiting friction? Now let me write. Because from 0 to FL, if I increase the value of of external force from 0 to 1 Newton, static friction also got increased to 1 Newton. When I increase the external force to 2 Newton, static frictional force also got increased from 1 Newton to 2 Newton. When I increase the external force to 3 Newton, the static frictional force also got adjusted itself, increasing the frictional force from 2 Newton to 3 Newton. That is why it is called as self-adjusting force. There is no formula for static friction at all. Right? Important point. there is no formula for static friction. There is no formula to calculate static friction. Static friction ni ki formula ledu. But there is a formula to calculate limiting friction. But there is a formula to calculate limiting friction. What is that formula? Let me write. What is that formula? Let me write. Mathematically we can write like this. What is it? Mathematically I can write limiting friction is directly proportional to normal reaction force or normal force. Here what is this N? N stands for normal force. Mathematically limiting frictional force is directly proportional to normal force. Limiting friction is directly proportional to normal force. Very important point to be noted. There is no formula to calculate static friction. Static friction ki formula antu ledu, but limiting friction ki manaki formula undi. What is that formula? FL is directly proportional to normal reaction. Or if I remove this proportional symbol, I will get some constant. That constant I am writing as mu s into L. Mu s into L. Very important. What is this mu s called? It is a proportionality constant called as coefficient of static friction. Coefficient of static friction. Important. Where mu s is a proportionality constant called coefficient of static friction, and N is called as normal force between the surfaces in contact. Normal force between the surfaces in contact, and N is called as normal force between the surfaces in contact. Surfaces in contact. Is it visible? Normal force between the surfaces in contact. Important formula, FL is equal to mu s into N, where mu s is called as proportionality constant, which is called as coefficient of static friction, and N is the normal force between the surfaces in contact. Now let me write the definition of kinetic friction. What is meant by kinetic friction? Kinetic friction, symbol I am denoting with Fk. Symbol I am denoting with Fk. What is kinetic friction? The friction where you got, in the graph, have you seen the graph? If you notice the graph, Fk is less than Fl, right? Kinetic friction eppudo exist aindana. Kinetic friction exists as long as the body is in motion, right? Kinetic friction exists as long as the body, or you can say block here in our example, block is in motion. Kinetic friction or kinetic friction exists as long as the body or block is in motion, and this kinetic friction is less than maximum value of static friction, or simply I can say static friction, right? Maximum value of static friction అనొచ్చు fs, simply static friction. Static friction కంటే తక్కువే ఉంటుంది, right? Or better use the word limiting friction use చేయండి, right? Similarly, mathematically I can write the formula for kinetic friction as mathematically Fk is also directly proportional to normal force. Fk is also directly proportional to normal force. So from this I can write Fk is equal to Fk is equal to mu k into L. Fk is equal to mu k into L. What is again this mu k called? Mu k is proportionality constant called coefficient of kinetic friction. Now let me write Fk where Fk is proportionality constant called coefficient of kinetic friction. Coefficient of kinetic friction. Right? Frictional force. This frictional force, kinetic frictional force, another important point to be noted, which depends on the area of contact. Important point to be noted. Important point. Kinetic frictional force or kinetic friction Fk depends on the area of contact between the surfaces. Area of contact between the surfaces of contact. Area of contact between the surfaces. Why? For example, I am placing a brick ఉంది or block ఉంది. Let me consider block of mass L. ఇది ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఉండాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి? ఫ్రిక్షన్ ఉండాలంటే దేర్ షుడ్ బి an applied force. And let us say the block started moving. అంటే మూవ్ అవుతుంది అన్నప్పుడు ఏం ఫ్రిక్షనల్ ఫోర్స్ ఉంటుంది? There exists a frictional force called as kinetic frictional force. Now, normal force, as you know, what is the normal force in this case? The force exerted by the surface on the block is normal force, and this normal force is balanced by what? This normal force is balanced by weight of the block. Normal force is balanced by weight of the block. Now, in second case, what I will do is I will place the block like this, vertical నిలబెట్టి. Mass ain't change కాలేదు. I did not change the mass. I have just rotated this block and I placed vertically. Now if you look at the first figure and second figure, area is changing. Area of contact between the surfaces in contact got changed. ఇక్కడ ఏరియా ఎక్కువ ఉంది, ఇక్కడ ఏరియా తక్కువ ఉంది. But still, when you apply a force, external force, and if you try to move the block, normal force is nothing but this one, normal force, which is balanced by what? Again, mg. In both cases I can write kinetic frictional force is nothing but mu k into n, which is also equal to what? Which is also, let me show you this one as mg, which is also equal to mu k into mg. This frictional force depends upon normal reaction force or normal force. When this kinetic frictional force is directly proportional to normal force, which is also equal to mg, right? Which is also equal to mg in this case, in the case of horizontal surface, mu k into mg, m is constant, g is constant. So it does not depend upon the area of contact. Whatever may be the area between the surfaces in contact, frictional force what you are getting, Fk into n, which is equal to mu k into n, which is also equal to mu k into mg. Right? As long as the mass doesn't change, frictional force doesn't change. So frictional force is independent of the area of surfaces in contact. Right? Important point to be noted. Then ఇక్కడ fine. Thank you all. Let me continue in the next class. Bye. Thank you.